You know, one of the worst feelings as a man is realizing over the years how much disrespect you accepted just because you wanted to have a family, just because you wanted to become a family man or settle down. I've made this mistake. I know plenty of people in my family who's made this mistake only to find out that it wasn't worth their peace. If you're young and you thinking about having a family or settling down one day, that's fine. But make sure that it's with the right person. Make sure that you check every box, and don't be in a rush to feel like you pressured to be with someone. I was pressured to feel like I had to find, a wife and have kids and buy a house because everyone else in my family was doing it. All my siblings was moving on, getting married. All my, the people I went to school with, they were moving on and getting married. So I felt this pressure, immense pressure to try to find someone, a female to build a life with. And it never happened. It only cost me all my peace and headache. And I was disrespected along the way because I wanted to try to build a family. When you go out trying to become a family man, or first of all, you should always focus on your goal. Like, make sure you in the right headspace, in the right mental space before you do anything. But you compromise your peace just to keep, something together that was already breaking you. And I made that mistake. This relationship I was in, I was with her for 2 years, and, I felt like she was the person I wanted to continue my life with. But kind of toward the end there, I felt like because of my desperation, the relationship wasn't helping me. I was trying so hard to keep it together because I wanted that family. I wanted that title with this person. And so I compromised my peace to try to keep something together that was already breaking. And it was breaking me as well. I made the mistake of mistaking tolerance for love. I mistook tolerance for love, thinking that patience would fix what really was built already off disrespect. Now, the disrespect wasn't blatant, but it was, subtle. It was little things that would happen because I was so desperate to try to keep what we had together, and she didn't care about that. I felt like a lot of times I just stayed quiet because I felt like there was no point of speaking up, talking about how I felt. I silenced my own fucking pain because I wanted to maintain some type of image, with this person. And because I believed they tell you being a man means, enduring and just putting up with it, but I should have been expressing myself. I should have been able to express to this person how I felt, but I wasn't. All I was doing was enduring, taking everything in, and I had no one to go to. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way. I know I did. Family is not built on disrespect. I grew up in a family that was built off disrespect, and that is not family. That's not family. And it's okay to break away. If you feel disrespected, if you feel like your family is not, valuing your, who you are or what you want to bring forward to the table, cut them off. It's okay. That is not family. You could go build a family and go, just start with someone else who appreciates you. But the amount of disrespect that I put up with because I wanted to have a fucking family, to keep up with the Joneses, I'm so glad I didn't make that fucking mistake. So again, if you young and you listening to this, don't make that mistake of tolerating disrespect because you want to build a family. You could build a family with someone who appreciates you. You realize, like me, way too fucking late, that loyalty means nothing when you are the only one fighting to be valued. If that other person don't want to be valued or they don't value you, you fighting a losing battle. It's a lost cause at that point. And again, I made this mistake because I grew up in the era where it's like all the family members, the grandmas, the uncles were encouraging you to go find someone and be married with, and you know you don't want to be alone in this world, you don't want to die alone. So I felt a lot of fucking pressure to go be with someone. Fellas, do not make this mistake. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like you should get to know someone 4 or 5 fucking years, really 10. I mean, the next I'm not ever getting married, but if I was to get married, I want to know them for 20 years. I want to know the good, the bad. I want to know when shit get bad. I want to know everything. And a lot of times in the world we live in, I feel like there's pressure to go and find someone and build a family with. You got to build yourself first. And once you build yourself, you gonna get to a point to where you realize like, yo, I'm not tolerating this shit. And I didn't have a foundation. I didn't know who I was. I didn't have any of that. I didn't have a father growing up, so I didn't know what it was like to to stand and be a man. And all I knew was just she whatever, just take it, just fucking take it. You the man, she's the woman. Be a that's all I was taught. And since that's all I was taught, I felt like I was disrespected in every fucking kind of way back then. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think. Again, if you're going to build a family with someone, just make sure it's the right person, because the wrong person could cost you everything. And I mean everything. So just keep that in mind. Y'all have a blessed day. Let me know in the comments. Send this to someone who could use it. Deuces.